Welcome to the family room.
Yes, today is Friday and we are back. My name is First Lady Alicia Ramsey and
Pastor John Ramsey. I don't know
Senior.
Senior.
Pastor John Ramsey, Senior.
Senior, yes, senior. I can't forget that.
Because Junior is our 24-year-old who's adulting right now.
Yes.
And he's doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely is doing a great job. But the family room comes on every week. We've been doing it since the pandemic has been going on.
Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern time. We just come on and have a great time. Hey, Taiwan, I see you over there. What's happening? And too bad you missed that game the other day, man. We had a good time, but I got you. I got you on the next one. But every Friday we come on at 12 noon. And really the purpose of the program, and I know you guys that are with us every Friday probably get tired of hearing this, but I have to explain it for, people that are joining us that are new. And really the purpose of the program is that when we started during COVID, we looked at it as a great way to being able to have another means of connecting with the people during the course of the week. So you don't just have the Sunday and the Wednesday just streaming at that particular time, but you could also have this, and this happened to be an instrument that allows us to be interactive. So we love hearing from you guys. We love shout outs. We love you guys asking questions and just coming on and being a part of the discussion. I'm not preaching. She's not preaching. We are discussing topics. And today we have a very special guest that we'll get to in a few minutes. What? What I do now? Go on. So what I do?
Anything. Now I'm just messing with you.
Trying to throw me off.
No, but we share. Make sure I always have my phone out so I can reach your questions, and I share it immediately once we start. So if you could do us a favor and share the family room, because someone may be on their lunch break, they may be off today, they may work from home, and they can listen while they're at work.
Absolutely.
To be a part. Hello. It is
Don't get fired though.
Exactly.
Don't get fired.
Exactly. Great, Lauren. It's good to see you. It, of course.
Where Roger at?
We know he comes on eventually.
Okay.
It is great to see you, Nicole. And it is great, of course, Taiwan and Marvin.
Yep. As you guys come on, y'all know the routine. Give us a shout out, say something. Let us know you are in the house.
Yes. And I'm looking forward to talking with our special guest today.
Yes.
I've been married to you 26 years.
26 long. No, I'm joking. You see how quickly you go there? See how quickly you get ghetto?
Because okay, I ain't gotta use my hand.
No.
Because this week,
what I do now?
You really have been going there. He's been acting like I've been nagging him because I've been holding him accountable for his health.
Here we go. She gonna put my business on the street.
So you always own me. You always got something to say. What now? What I do now?
Now when you come here, I'm like, what I do?
Exactly. And I am just, because I get to the point where I say, well, I'm not going to say nothing. And God convicts me.
Say nothing about what?
Just about anything with your health. I said, I was just going to leave it alone. And that's what I had did for a while. And then God convicts me because we're one. I'm your helpmate. And I know that's just you, just being silly or messing with me, but you do appreciate it. Mm-hmm. I know it gets on your nerves.
It does.
We get ready to go to bed. Kids are down. We lay down. He wants to get in bed with a jacket on.
I was cold.
And I said, babe, why you have your jacket on? You had that jacket on all day.
Mm-hmm. It's like a hoodie type thing.
It was a jacket. And I bought you a throw that plugs up. Mm-hmm. Oh man, that's the bomb too. Because since you didn't want to use it.
You've been using it?
Last night, I put it on top of the comforter.
You can be using
it. So what I said, I'm going to get a heating blanket that have the dual controls. We used to have one like that.
Oh, you have to be a big one though.
It's a big one where you have controls and I have controls. But anyways, as I was saying, I've just been holding him accountable and
with my eating.
He doesn't like it.
All that kind of thing.
He doesn't like it. It's okay. I'm not going to stop. Remember, you can put your prayer request in at any time on the family room. Constance just put in a request. Please pray for my son, Anthony Perry, and the other car that was in an accident this morning. We definitely
got you covered. We'll do that at the end today.
In your prayers. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, look, Lauren says she's under one of those throws now. Yep. I bought him a throw because Pastor likes to sit around the house in his clothes, in his coat, in his hat.
When I'm cold.
You see how he likes to sit around the house like that. So we're burning up the kids and I are hot. Judas telling me to turn the heat on. Mom, you got the heat on? No, girl, I don't have the heat on. But the fireplace makes it really, really warm. And here we are. We got shorts on and everything else and tank tops, and he has on a hoodie. Sweatsuit. So we talked about him taking his iron. I take iron every day. Jeremiah takes iron every day.
I'm going to get iron today.
You don't have any?
I'm going to get some today.
I got some from the doctors that you can have.
Is it good?
From the doctor's office.
Okay.
That you can have.
All right. Appreciate that. Why are you looking like that?
Ooh, because you a mess. You a mess. Ooh,
Y'all better start. You better get into this thing.
I got to talk to the Arnolds to see if you've been that way.
We got to go ahead and get into this program. So unless we end up having domestic issues on camera.
It's okay.
And I promised I wouldn't go there.
I can use self-control. It's the fruit. It's the fruit of the spirit, right?
Who?
I'm just going to pull it out.
Who?
Me.
I don't know if that fruit in your basket or not.
It's in my basket.
All right. You say
Lord
so.
have mercy. I'm looking forward to our guest today because they've known you since middle school.
Yeah. I was 7th grade, maybe.
7th grade. So we're going to talk to a part of his village.
Yeah, like a second family.
Yeah, 7th grade. So it'll be interesting to
They probably claim me on their income tax and all that when I was
I'm sure they do.
But it's my coach. It's Coach Arnold and Mrs. Arnold from Fort Wayne, Indiana. He was my 9th grade football coach. And then our high school was right across the street from our middle school, or what we call it, junior high school back then. And so when I moved over there in 10th grade, he came over as on the staff over at Snyder, which was across the street. So, got to be around him a lot, with the coaching and everything, with the football and all of that. And then I would hang out at the house quite a bit with their older son, Mike. Mike was about a year or two older, 2 years older than me, I believe. And we used to hang out some too.
Oh, so Pastor is from Fort Wayne, Indiana. He graduated from Snyder High School. And he was a phenomenal athlete.
Hey, they made it. Look at that.
And he enjoys athletics to this day in a different capacity. And he still has his relationship with Mr. and Mrs. Arnold. So they are going to be our special guests today.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can bring them in safely here and make this work.
Yes.
There they are.
They're not in Florida.
That is amazing that you could do that.
He said that's amazing you can do that.
Well, trust me, sometimes it doesn't work.
That's great. Good morning to you.
Well,
Good morning to you guys.
Sorry, good afternoon.
Yeah, great to see you guys. We're looking forward to having you guys on. We told everybody about it, and we're going to talk a little bit about some things. And she may try to get in my business on the personal level with asking you guys questions and all of that.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
He hasn't changed much, has he, Miss Arnold?
No, he hasn't. Not at all.
I have changed, woman. I have changed.
No, you're called, you're anointed, but you haven't changed much.
I haven't changed outside of that too much.
Oh, dear.
Well, listen,
He's changed, Alicia. I remember the day of your wedding, and he just looked so distinguished and frightened and
Yeah, I did all right that day. I did all right.
He was nervous. It was probably,
I was nervous.
It's not easy to see him when he's nervous. I think people don't realize he gets nervous.
Yeah.
And how he looks, and you know how he looks when he gets nervous.
Yeah, I don't get that a lot. So on that day, I had some serious nerves. But it was good. It was all good. Well, listen, you guys have been a blessing and been a part of my life for a long, long time. And some of the people at the church know you guys from when you've come up and visited and so forth. And then they hear me, talk about you all from time to time. It could be in a message. It can be in any type of context. So they've heard you before. Some of them have never seen you guys before. And you guys just celebrated a really big day not too long ago.
Yes.
We did. We celebrated 60 years of being married.
60 years. That is awesome. And you guys, on the family room, we talk about marriage a lot, but it's just really good to be able to have people that we can have come on sometime. And, with you guys, we can ask you a variety of questions, but also be able to share some things, with marriage, because, I was looking at some statistics and I saw something that really kind of bothered me about a year ago. I saw that when COVID came, divorce statistics actually increased. You would think that it will cause marriages to get better because they're home around each other a little bit more. They're able to work from the house and so forth. But it actually spiked quite a bit when COVID came. And so, when you guys have been married 60 years, what are just, some things, a couple of things you guys might throw out that are just helpful to be able to make your marriage go the distance?
I will tell you one thing. It's a lot of sacrifice for different people, and it was a great sacrifice for my wife because I spent my life in education and coaching takes a lot of hours, and I wasn't home a lot. So, you talked about the increase in that. So I would bet you just because they were together. And I can tell you that once I retired at 65, which was 20 years ago, we've spent a lot more time together than we ever did when we were going through, because we were always busy and working and going to ball games and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it sure changes, but we look forward to each day.
yeah. So has that been have you guys kind of enjoyed your retirement, because you see some people coach and they just, they're not gonna turn it off until much later in their life. But how was it stepping away from coaching and retiring from that?
He still coaches from his lazy boy. It's constant, and he gets very he's into the Lightning now at Tampa Bay Lightning, because Mindy and Randy are big fans of that hockey. So now he's gotten into coaching hockey too.
So you do all that from the chair, huh?
That keeps me busy year round now, so that's good.
Hey, there you go. That's a good thing. And then you guys have how many grandchildren?
We have 3.
We got 3 of them.
3 grandchildren. And I hear everybody's doing well. Everybody's doing pretty good.
Yes, Sydney is here with us in Fort Wayne. Nicholas is in Clearwater, Florida. He is quite the cook of our family. We're so proud.
I heard that.
And Jeremy is in Silver Springs, Colorado, and he's a 2nd lieutenant and
in the Army.
Awesome. That's really awesome.
We're so proud of all of them.
Yeah.
And you have 2 kids.
2.
Yep. Mike is here in town, and Mindy is in Wesley Chapel, Florida.
Okay.
So how do you guys balance, your time? Do you go to Florida, half the year, then you're in Fort Wayne the other half?
We wish it was half the year, but it's only about 3 months.
Okay. Now you're not still driving. Now I heard you were driving to Florida still.
Yeah, that's it. I heard it. That's the word on the street. You're still driving.
Well, we can't. They won't let us drive anymore.
I heard you had a lot to do with that, John. You didn't think it was a good idea for us to drive anymore.
No, I made a couple phone calls.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I handle a little bit of business and make that happen.
No, I know it is getting harder, and I know we're safer. Mindy and Randy have suggested that we meet them at the airport, and we get on a plane, and they get in our car and drive to their house in Florida. So we may try that.
Yeah,
and
it's a 2-hour flight, and we can make that very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one of the things that I can share is I did not realize when I married John how much athletics meant to him and what type of athlete he was. Because remember, we didn't, I didn't go to high school with him or anything like that, or college, even though I'm from Ohio. When he told me he went to Miami, I was like, that's an expensive school. I said, how did you go to Miami? And he told me he had an athletic scholarship. So it wasn't until I noticed he liked football, but he didn't want to watch football. And I was trying to figure out what the story was behind it. And eventually he opened up, and told me how much athletics meant to him, what he had wanted to pursue. And I met some other people from Fort Wayne, like, Deacon Haywood. They told me how good he was and what his future and who he played ball with. So I realized, oh, that's why he's having a hard time, really watching football, because that was the future that he thought he was going to have, that he wanted to have.
Yeah.
And it didn't manifest for him because God had something different planned.
Yeah. And I wasn't, when I first got in the ministry, the first so many years, it was hard. I couldn't watch football much. And it was hard for me to make that adjustment because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do ministry. I wanted to go to the league. That's what I thought I was preparing for all my life. And so that was a real tough thing. That ended up being a lot harder to get over than what I thought it was. Because a lot of times, me, I'll underplay things. I'll act like it doesn't really affect me or whatever.
Yes.
But I really didn't realize how much that affected me and how many years that affected me, because that's what I wanted to do. But to go any other route, I knew I would be going out of his will too. And so the whole thing was challenging, but I would do it again.
Yeah, because you know how good he was. Can you share that with them, both of you? You watched him for years.
Yeah, he was a strong competitor. He really wanted to win, and he was so fast. I think that's what everybody would talk about. He was just always at the right place. But as a coach,
Okay. I'm going to tell you a good story about how smart John was, because I'll tell you what, I coached football, I coached basketball, I coached track, and I coached girls basketball. Those were the 4 sports, but I always coached at least 2 a year and sometimes 3. And John, growing up in Indiana, you would think that he would be a basketball player because everybody in Indiana is supposed to play basketball. Mm-hmm. But he never bothered me about basketball. We played football, and then he ran track, and he didn't even come out for the basketball team because I guess that just wasn't his interest. But you hear people say that they're all around athletes, but he was all around because he did both track and football. So I think the hardest thing for John was you got hurt. What, your senior year? Late
I got hurt my junior year. I think I was leading the state or something like that in rushing yards my junior year. And then I got hurt a couple of days before the first playoff. And we made a deep run that year. And that was tough.
Yeah, we always go back and it's not an excuse, but I look at my things and I have about 9 ribbons from state finals, and I only have 1 blue one, and I have 8 red ones, and we always seem to come in second place because every time we went down, we had somebody hurt and we couldn't play well. Mm-hmm. And the only time we did play well with our quarterback was when we won in '92 when we won the state championship. Yeah. But so many times, like we lose a quarterback or a running back at times, so that really hurts you.
Yeah. But I mean, we had a lot of fun. It was, I looked at it as work for me. I enjoyed it. I really did love it. But you guys know the extra stuff I would do on the weekends that a lot of times kids weren't doing back then. Because I just wanted to be the best that I could at. And I knew that was my out. I knew that's how I was going to school. And the crazy thing about it is I knew that from the time I was in maybe 7th grade. Yeah, I knew it because I would write it on my goal board every year that was set in my room all the time. And I knew that I wrestled the first couple years, I think the 7th and 8th grade year. And then I dropped out of it and started because the track coach, Mr. Grinnell, at that time wanted me, because our schools were across the street, to walk over from middle school and train with the high schoolers during winter track to get ready for my season. And that was huge for me.
Well, how did he end up hanging out at your house. You know, nowadays you see where, you know, Caucasian couples will adopt any ethnicity child to give them a better life. You know, it's a lot different. But back then, okay, you had this little black kid hanging out at your house all the time, spending the night sleeping on your couch.
They saw me on the highway with a cardboard sign.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he slept on our couch many a night.
Many nights. We
Yeah, I did.
always say to our daughter, Mindy, we always say, Mindy, John's here. So she knew that she had to go get her robe and slippers and come out into the family room. But, you know, we just didn't think of things like that. It was, John was just like one of our own. I mean, my mother would come up and she had this special casserole she made, and John loved it. And he talked to her like he would his own grandmother. And he always had love for our family. And Robert Anderson was there. There were just so many guys. We had a big round dining table. And I came home so many nights, and there they were playing cards.
Yeah, that was BC. That was BC. That was before Christ.
You can still play cards.
No, it was different kind of cards we were playing.
Yeah.
We had a little money on the table when we were playing.
But they never thought of doing anything. I mean, you know, they came into the coach's house too, and they didn't say anything. They didn't get upset. They were just good friends. And we loved having them there. So I don't know. We just didn't think. He always called us his Caucasian family, but that's
Yeah. I said they probably claimed me on the income tax. Me and Mike still
Yeah,
talk about those
we
chicken
missed out on
sandwiches.
that. We should have taken it.
Yeah, there you go. You could have got exemption. Me and Mike still joke about the chicken.
I want to
chicken
ask
There he
you,
is.
do you have a Swans truck in your neighborhood now?
Do I have a no, I don't. We don't. You've heard of that before.
Yeah.
It's from
Yeah.
back in the day. They have different ones, but they don't have that one that I've seen.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm
That's-
sure they drive around, and we used to get the frozen chicken patties, and those fit just
You would get
fine
them
in the
out.
microwave.
Oh, okay.
And I think our kids grew up and almost lived on those for a
I
while.
think so.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, and Mike is a big dude, your son.
Yeah, see, I didn't eat as much as Mike. Mike would make doubles. He would make, I just make my sandwich. He'd make doubles.
What position did Mike play?
Mike played fullback.
Yeah, so he played fullback. And how did you guys cultivate a relationship?
Positions, because when I got to high school, you guys remember they called me up on varsity right away, and Mike was the fullback, and so I'm tailback, so I'm right behind him. So most of the time when I get the ball, I'm following his block and deciding what I do from there. And so we just talked a lot. Then he kind of took me and told me a lot about how a lot of things work there and the offense and everything else. I remember one game that the first varsity game that you guys brought me in was the second one, and Barney was getting banged up pretty good. I said to one of the guys, I said, I'm going in today. Watch. I said, I'm going in. And I saw Barney, when I saw him get up from this one hit, I told another guy, so I'm getting ready to play tonight. Watch, I'm getting ready to play. So when I came in, Mike said, I got in the huddle. Mike saw my eyes. I was ready to go, and Mike said, listen, I know you might be nervous on the first couple carries and that kind of thing. He said, here's what you do. We're going to give you this ball, and you just run this thing right up my behind. Except he said something else.
Sure.
Yeah.
I never forgot that. I laughed right there in the huddle. I started laughing.
You guys had some great times.
Yeah.
Great times.
That was it. Did John stay in contact with you when he went to college?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. He called me one morning and I said, John, where are you? And he said, I'm in the hospital. And I said, oh my gosh, were you hurt? And he said, didn't you have chicken pox, John? What did you have?
I don't know.
Was that when you had chicken? You did have chicken pox.
That was probably early when we were married.
No, chicken pox was before me.
No, that was before. Yeah, that's what it was. I got that in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was sick I had never had it, so I was sick as a dog.
Yeah.
You were, and I said, do you need anything? And you said, no, I just don't feel good. And I'm just going to stay right here. And And that was, I remember that. But you would call us and tell us how things were going. And
I remember I always called collect.
Yeah. Yeah. That's back when you could do that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Back then, I called collect.
Kids would have no idea about we were watching the show the other day about rotary phones,
I
about
know.
calling collect, and if you would call somebody and it would be busy, you would just have to call back. There was no two-way calling.
That's right. That's right.
We had
Things have changed a little bit.
We have a friend, and he's no longer living, but his name was Chad, Chad Glock, and he went to Snyder, and he called me one day, collect from Snyder.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know that either. I did not know you could do that.
I didn't either.
Well, if you didn't have a quarter or something to put in that little slot, you could
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
Do collect.
Can you see this?
Oh,
You
yeah.
got that picture? You got that picture? I didn't know you had a copy of that picture.
You
Yeah,
don't
we
know
do.
everything. I want to give this to Johnny, but I'll give it to you the next time I see you.
Yeah.
But we found that Marv has a room with all his teams and everything, and ribbons and everything like that, and that was sitting up on the shelf next to Rod's. So
Yeah.
you can have it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting you showed that picture, because recently I told him, I said, hey, do you know Johnny has a tattoo of you on him? And he said, no, he does. And that's the exact picture that he has. And I said, now, if you don't know how much your son loves you and admires you, there it is right there.
Yeah, I mean, I never saw it. I never paid attention to it,
Yes.
until she said that. But I thought that was wild, and it's the exact same picture there that he got tattooed on.
Yes. But you are both very strong Christians.
Mm-hmm.
You have very strong faith in God. So did you see that in their home, and because you knew that about
I saw that. But what I saw the most, that was just, I just saw that love demonstrated. I saw what we're supposed to be demonstrated, and
when you're married,
when in their marriage, and how they treated people. When I came over and everything else, it was like, there's really no rules, because I was going to be pretty respectful with everything, and just the way you were treated, and not just me, but it was other kids that would come over from South. Nobody came over as much as I did, but but other kids that would come over and things like that, and then it just kind of spilled over. When I was in college, I come back home, stop over, we spend some time talking, watching a game, that type of thing. So it really became like a second home. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but several times I stayed overnight and went to school the next day. You remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
You spent a lot of nights with him. I can remember this. You told Marvin, I don't ever sell that couch, because I want to take that with me, because I've spent many nights on that couch. But
Yeah, that was my spot there. That was my spot.
no.
And I think that's the importance that we try to tell, people at church about having a strong village and family. And it's important for your kids to have support in so many different arenas.
Yeah.
And I know the world is different now, but God can still put the right people in your life. And like John said, you have in that environment. Judah loves coming down to visit, because she immediately felt the love, and she's a talker, so she loved the conversations.
And she gets to be the center of the attention.
He's a sweetheart, really. But
She's only a sweetheart because you only see her for a few hours before
I
you
know
leave.
you tell me that all the time, but I a sweetheart at our house. Okay.
But even your granddaughter, your granddaughter Sydney, you guys end up helping raise her.
Well, yes.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Her mother they were in an auto accident when she was 16, and her mother died at the accident. And she sort of clung to us, as I would say. I don't know. She was with her dad, and they're still very good friends. But it's just every girl needs their mother, and every man needs his mother. I'm not saying that, but
Right.
we grew she's a good Christian too. So I think she just needed us at that time.
Yeah. That was always a good relationship. She all she ever talks about is you all when I talk to her.
Mhm.
So, and when she was in college at Purdue, she would come and visit us sometime too. And so that was always great to get a chance to see her.
Yes. Now tell me, were you surprised when John was called to ministry?
I was.
Yes.
I was. I don't want to talk all the time, but I am. I remember the morning that John called, and it was a Sunday morning, and he said, "I'm at a storefront church. And I'm preaching to 2 cockroaches." I said, "John, what's going on?" And John, I remember this story as though it were yesterday, but there was a homeless man standing out in front of the windows watching you,
Mhm.
and you said you invited him in, but I guess he didn't want to come. But he left a coin or something on the windowsill for you. Do you remember that story?
I remember that because they used to happen off and on, and
Yeah.
they didn't always leave something, but they would come. And then one guy came one time, and he's when I asked him to come in, he set his beer on the window ledge and came in to the service. And when he came out, he got his beer and took it with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got that a lot. I mean, I had more roaches than members back then.
Yeah. But I think that you never let anything like that discourage you. I mean, I know you got down and all that, but you touched so many people that I was a little surprised when you went into the ministry. And then I remember when you met Alicia, you said, "Oh, I was really after him. I thought he should be married. I thought he should be thinking of a life and everything." And he told me he thought he'd met the one, and he sure did. You two are a great couple together. You're wonderful together.
I had to bring her out of Egypt into the promised land. You know how it is. I found her in Egypt. I said, "We come into the promised land."
Yeah.
But he has such it was his sense of humor that won me over. If he would have been
Tell him about that first day.
if he would have been real preachy or came with his Bible, he had a suit on, so I won't hold that against him. But
I didn't have no casual clothes back then.
he will go to Pacer games with suits on.
I did.
No.
Now they were cheap suits, but that's all. That's what I had, so I didn't think about anything else.
Yeah, but it was always his sense of humor and his discipline. Because he showed that in athletics. He was very disciplined about what he wanted to achieve and how he wanted to achieve it. And I saw what a hard worker he was. So that was one of the main reasons that I was attracted to him, was because he really knew what he wanted in life and how he was going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And you did exactly what you said you were going to do.
Right. Yeah.
Even though I wanted to wait to have a child, I didn't want to have one so soon. He wouldn't let up on that one. He said he kept saying he was old.
I'm old. I'm a little bit older.
No,
I got more mileage.
Don't know
So
what old is.
I'm hoping to, though, because we're on our way.
Yeah.
We're getting up there at least a little bit. But no, we'll never forget that night that we met and went out to dinner and everything else. And then that's the main thing I remember about it too. I just wanted to have fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. My whole life was intense. So I was like, I just want to have some fun, that kind of thing. And so I just tried to make it fun. But it was crazy how he brought it all together, though.
Yeah, definitely. And the wedding, and just everybody was there to support us on both sides.
Yeah.
I look back, everyone that was very important. Your father had passed right after we got engaged, but God was so good that he still had a strong support system there for you, for me, we look at our whole families.
Yeah.
You know, both of our families were there, which was
which was
very important.
Was great. Yeah.
And it was good to have. At this point in your marriage, being together 60 years, you know, do you try to do things together on, you know, new, or do you just stay content and, oh, this is what we like to do and this is what we're going to do? Or do you try new things?
Well, we do a lot of things together. Probably the hardest thing we do is walk from the car to the restaurant. We have to have each other's arms so we don't fall down. So we depend on each other.
Yeah. I really think, and it's true in your marriage, but if I hadn't liked sports, I'm not sure it would have worked, because I loved going with him. When we get home, I'd tell him what he should have done in coaching. I mean, he didn't always listen to me, but you know, I just think you have to enjoy and have fun. And we do. We eat out a lot, but we have friends that are so dear to us, and it's just my very, very best friend has Alzheimer's, and I think, oh my, I just wish we could talk like we used to, but you know, life's it sure gives you a lot of speed bumps to go over, and she's just she's not with us anymore. I wish I could remember those days, but we have so much fun. You just can't sit around and feel sorry for yourself and tell yourself that your back hurts or your arm hurts or your leg hurts. You got to go. And COVID has really changed a lot of things. So I guess we're just thankful to be alive and be able to get up and walk around, even if we do stumble once in a while.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. You guys are pushing forward. But that's the thing, you know, that I've seen all my life watching you all, is just a determination to push through everything. A lot of things aren't easy. A lot of things you guys encountered as family and had to deal with were challenging. I was around for a lot of those things, but you found a way to press through it. You know, you guys never let it pull you apart. You always let it pull you together. And that was one of the things that kind of stuck out as I was a kid, and just kind of watching things from a distance, is just knowing how, okay, now this is how you pull together and work through something like this and everything. So, you know, I was there, saw the disappointments, the ups, the downs, the challenges and everything else. But you know what? You really couldn't tell a big difference when I walked into the house, because the environment was always just, it was just always positive. It was always positive. And I mean, that really stuck out to me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's nice to hear.
That is. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've always been their favorite African-American. I told them that a long time ago.
Jesus.
Oh, you're something else.
And I think our religious groups, I mean, we go to the Baptist church, and I cannot up here on a Sydney, when she had her problems, she went to a Lutheran school, and I have nothing but good things to say about Concordia High School because of the way they treated her. And you guys are interdenominational or whatever you call that. So, you know, there's always there's one God, but we're going to get there both all at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that that's a really important statement, because a lot of times people in different denominations, they major on minors, and those minors end up being things that cause them from being able to fellowship or to come together and different things like that. You know, I've seen it for 30 plus years now, especially in ministry, that, you know, sometimes people will take that. Sometimes pastors will take that and, well, I'm not going to fellowship with that guy because I believe this, that, and the other and everything. At the end of the day, if you believe the foundation of the scripture, that there's no other name given unto men by which you could be saved, but at the name of Jesus, then we got something to work with. But so many people don't always see it that way. And I'm glad you guys always have.
I don't know if you remember this, but the day my mother died, we called you, and you came to a Pizza Hut, and not a Pizza Hut, but a pizza restaurant. And we stood, and the kids were young, and they had so many questions for you. Is she in heaven now? Is she afraid? will we ever see her again? And you answered all those questions for the kids. And then we all stood on that porch holding hands and praying. And I think that was the most, I will never forget how well you handled all of us, and as the adults too. But I was just so proud of you that night.
Yeah, I was real green back then. I was just trying to do
You
what I
were,
thought was right, you know.
you were, but you did a great job.
Yeah, yeah. So we've always appreciated you guys. I'm just happy that you guys were able to come on. I know Mr. Arnold doesn't like to talk quite as much as you and I do. So, so I'm not going to hold you hostage. I'm going to let you guys go here in a few minutes, and
Okay.
I know we're going to
Well,
be
guess
able to get
what
some
we're going to
feedback.
do? We're going to go out for lunch now.
Hey, there you go. There you go. I owe y'all lunch anyway, so I'll be coming down.
Yes, because we didn't
Okay.
make
All
the
right.
anniversary.
We'll look
We didn't
forward.
make the
Give,
You're
anniversary.
welcome anytime.
All right.
Yes.
Tell the kids hello for us.
All right, we sure will. Thanks
We
for being
will.
a part and coming on
Okay.
today.
Well, thanks for asking us.
All right, love you all.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, they're so sweet.
That's the people right there, boy.
It is. And I think it's important for people to really see that God can send people into your life that can support you. I mean, they've been so everything you've been through in life, you know. Then we had Johnny would have Jeremiah and special events. They would drive all the way up here to see Johnny, you know, play and do different things.
Graduation.
They came to Johnny's graduation, so they've always been supportive. And I know there's so many people that won't open up their heart to receive because they feel like, well, I should get it from my mom, or I should get it from my dad, or I should get it from and then God will send you.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes the question is not did you get it from your mom, did you get it from your dad, but did you get it? And was your heart open to it?
Right.
It was just it was just kind of natural, you know, with them.
Yes.
And I mean, you know, I was a part of all of it. I was there for the good, the bad, the ugly. And sometimes I was the ugly because sometimes I was bringing the ugly over there, you know, and needed to sit down and talk and things like that. So they've just been great people for a lot of years. And I do think that you're right in saying what you said. I want you to kind of elaborate on it just a little bit more, because I feel like somebody needs to hear that of opening yourself up, not for what you pictured your support is going to be.
Right.
But for however God decides to send the package.
Definitely. And I grew up with the village. I did. I grew up with the village. And I don't know where my brothers and I would have ended up without that village. Especially, you know, growing up where we grew up in the hood. And that's when, you know, the crack epidemic was rising.
Yeah.
All the, you know, the boys were selling drugs. And just to remember what we had in our church family, you know, what we had in our community, how important it was for us.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so big on that and trying to really get people to understand that, you know, don't resent if there's a safe place that your children, they love going over, you know, the family's house. It's a safe family. And instead of saying, well, they need to be at home and they don't need to be over there all the time. Now, if they don't have a problem with your child being over there, it's a safe environment for them to be in.
Yeah. And my parents never had a problem with that. I mean, you know, if I asked, hey, can I go over Arnold's? Yep. You know, it just got to be that way. And, you know, Mr. Arnold, the thing that stuck out about him to me is that he was a coach. But if you didn't see him in his coaching stuff and all of that, you wouldn't think that, because he's quiet.
Yes.
Now he'll talk when we're watching ball games and all that. He's going to talk and interact a lot and everything else. But in terms of a coach, he doesn't talk like a coach normally would.
Right.
You know, they respond to every situation. Many of them go off when you make the mistake, but that just wasn't his thing. Now you could see him look at you like, okay, I need you to pull that together. Right. But it wasn't always just hammering. And then when I got to the high school, I love the coaches that we had there because they were serious. They didn't play. They didn't care what background you had. They didn't care where you came from. If they saw something in you, they were going to push you harder than you've ever been pushed before. And that's what all of them did. Now, there were days that we hated it, but it definitely paid off.
Yeah, and I see that a lot at church, especially with our young people. Parents will have me cracking up because they'll say, I'm going to tell Pastor. I'm going to tell her. And they'll be like, don't tell Pastor. Don't tell first lady, don't tell pastor.
Yeah.
And I love that they care because there's
Mhm.
so many young people that don't care.
That's true.
You know, they don't have the empathy there and they don't want to, you know, do better to be a part of other people's lives. And that's the thing about you. You said that. You said when you would go over there, you knew how to behave, you knew what to do and what not to do. Like you automatically respected that environment.
Yeah, I treated it like I treated our house when I came in the house. You know, you couldn't, you know, my shoes, I put my shoes up over on the side.
Yes.
They didn't have to tell me to do those things. Those things were kind of like in me, and just came in to be a part. And then, like I said, you know, before I got saved, especially, we would wait till Mike and I would wait till they go to sleep. And that's when a couple more guys would slip in and we'd be playing cards and all that type of thing. With a few dollars on the table.
You can play cards now without money.
Oh yeah, we do. You know, we could play cards. I enjoy cards.
We ain't played cards in a long time.
We have
Years.
You want to play? Let's play right
I
now.
would have to.
We'll play on the camera.
No, you would have to teach me all over again because I remember
how to play
when
cards.
we first got married. I didn't know how to play spades. I know how to play anything, and I learned a lot of those things. But I loved what they said. They spend so much time together. You know, he's been retired over 25 years, he said, and they have what they love to do together. And it's really important for you, if you're married, to spend that quality time together.
And don't tolerate it, celebrate it, enjoy it. I mean, have fun. You know, I think that whatever it took you to get them, it takes that to keep them. If you getting that person, part of that was they had so much fun with you, well, then why not have fun? Why not get back to having fun when you can and doing some things? And fun doesn't always have to be wrapped around money or expenses or things like that.
Or stay.
What? Go on, say it. Oh, Jesus.
Or stay well groomed, because I spoiled him and he's used to me doing this. And what I tell you one day, I was like, you know, one day I'm just gonna shave my head, just not. I told him one day, I was like, I think I'm just gonna shave my head. I'm just tired. And he looked at me and he said, we're gonna have to talk about that. He said, and what he was saying, and it wasn't that he had anything, and I knew what he was saying. It wasn't that he had anything against people who shave their head. What he was saying is like, now the woman I married will do all this and then some. He can do short, long, blonde, black. He can do all of that. Now he said, now you taking me to a place.
Yeah,
you've never taken me there before.
Yeah, that's a place no man has seen before.
Like so, and I get that. So, like you said, what got us together and to keep us together. That would almost be like you stop being funny.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's a part of who you were and how we got together. Now all of a sudden you're serious all the time.
Right.
Could you imagine that?
I couldn't.
But people do that in relationships.
They do that in relationships. And unfortunately, the relationship suffers for it.
It does.
You know, because it's almost like you do a bait and switch on them. That's what they call it when it comes to how they trick somebody into buying something. It's a bait and switch. And so this is what you showed them. This is the bait that you fed them. And then now that you got them, you switched on them.
That's what social media does.
Yeah.
All the time.
People don't look like them pictures on social media. People don't look like them pictures on their bios. People don't look like none of that stuff. They look like what they look like. That's why some people, you see them and they're not on social media, you be like, okay, all right. They'd be like, you know me. I'm like, I don't remember.
I remember for years, in the city, we had billboards in the city. And we were on the buses. We had a New Life advertisement on the bus. We had New Life billboards. And people would often, not just once or twice, often, they would come up and go, oh, you are pretty. Oh, you do look nice. Almost like, so finally I started to realize, now, why are they saying this? Okay, because they're so used to, you'll see a billboard or a picture, or you'll see something and all this Photoshop is being done, and people don't look like, oh, you guys look just like the billboard. Okay, yeah, we do look like the billboard.
We try to take care of a little bit.
But then I understood. I definitely understood what they were saying. And now that you have all of the, what do you say, the bait and switch is the norm.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for some of these people that are dating, because the people end up not looking like, especially if you use them dating apps and stuff like that. They don't look like them pictures.
No. Them folk could be serial killers. Somebody asked me all the time, Pastor, would you use that? I said, first of all, no, I would not.
Yeah.
I would not use it.
Lagathia says, I first started coming to Bible study on Kessler and joined at the Lafayette Mall location. You're
Wow.
so genuine with your heart. She says she remembers the billboard on West 38th Street.
Yeah.
Yep,
Thank you for that. That brings back good memories. We had some fun in them Bible studies over there.
Yeah, we did, but it's good to understand that as you mature in your relationships, it still takes work. We say that all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes work, but it's worth the work. It's like anything else. When you put in the sweat equity, you enjoy what you're able to reap as a result of the work.
Sweat equity. It really takes work, and it's prime example. Jeremiah is going through something right now. He's exhibiting behavior we saw years ago, where he's getting up early. So he was up at 5 a.m. and got up, and you said, it's okay, babe. You can go back and lay down. I'll take care of him. And then I thought about it. I walked in the room and I said, you know what, babe? I said, he might be hungry. So, we tag teamed. I fixed him something to eat, and I went back to lay down. Then when it's time to get up, I was like, hey, babe. He was like, he's still up. And, we work together now as a team because it can be draining. Yeah. Like if it was just on you or if it was just on me, it would be a lot harder.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Then
because it's hard with the both of us.
Yeah, we have a good balance.
It's hard with the both of us. It's just something that it's difficult to relate to unless you've done it or been in similar circumstances, or someone that is their scenario. Yeah. It's difficult to kind of really fully embrace it. And so if you don't tag team it, it's going to be more challenging than what it is now.
Right. When you don't, like if he doesn't want to shower, you have to understand we have to get so creative with that. And then you have to pick your battles, because there's sometimes he just, we'll just wash him up because you don't want a full blown physical altercation, which can happen, or he'll start tearing up things because he doesn't want to get in the shower. And there are times when as a couple, we have to act without talking. Yeah. Like we'll give each other a look, or I'll just get into a mode, or you get into a mode, and we don't cross each other's path at that point.
Yeah, I think that's true. That's true. And just being able to recognize those, and just, someone said to me not long ago, man, you really are involved as a father, aren't you? And that really blew my mind, because I was wondering, what would you expect? And I guess when I walked away from that, I guess I started thinking, that just seemed like an odd statement to me, because in our scenario, if you don't have both people all in, I just don't know how you make it.
But I think we figured that out early. What your role is, what my role is, as we've taught, and we know how to work that so well together when it comes to the parenting of the children, when it comes to maintaining the house. Something as simple as a house project, we discuss it. Hey, babe, I want to get this painting done. What do you think about this? How much is it? Okay, let's break it up like this. Like we discuss all of those things in the area. Hey, we're talking about getting Judah in volleyball. What do you feel about that? How much is it? So we talk about everything, not just, what we're going to eat for dinner.
And it prevents a lot of arguments, and it keeps everybody on the same page.
Yes, Lord Jesus.
Even schedules. We know what's on each other's schedule, the whole nine, because it makes things run smoothly for us. And that's what we found that really works for us.
And our kids know that. Even our 24-year-old knows that. If he tells me something, I'm going to tell his dad unless he tells his dad. So he knows that you can't just tell me something your dad's not going to find out. Right. Usually he tells you before I get a chance to tell you anyway.
Yeah, he typically does. It typically does. But so everybody is, marriage, nobody said that marriage is going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be simple. Nobody said it wasn't going to come with a tremendous amount of sacrifices. But what I do know is this, is that God said that marriage is honorable in Hebrews 4, and that the marriage bed should be undefiled. And he said it's honorable. It's an honorable thing. And I think that one of the things that I pull from that verse is that in marriage, you have to honor each other. You have to know how to honor each other. And it's not just agreeing with everything, but even when you disagree, doing it the right way.
Doing it the right way.
You know.
Honor each other. Take care of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure each other drinks water.
Oh, Jesus.
Make sure each other
It's almost gone.
eats
Too.
3 meals a day.
I did yesterday.
Make sure you eat breakfast before you take your medication.
I hope y'all ain't taking notes on this because she's talking to me right now. That's what she's doing. Hey, you remember when you told me about you didn't let me see you with your hair down or something like that? What did you say to me?
No, let me tell you what he did. Since we got the time.
We almost out of time, right?
No, we're not out of time. So, Pastor is very particular. But I know that about him, and I always have. Prime example, women know this about me. So if I'm wearing one of my units, aka a wig, I don't just take it off in front of him or never have done that. I take it off in another room, I tie my hair up, and I go like that. So that's what I do. So if I'm wearing braids or all through the years, I would take my hair down somewhere else, or after he would go to sleep, or in another room. I would wash my hair when he wasn't here. Like
I never really thought about
he
that.
never thought about that. So he never did. So here we are in this pandemic. It's hard to get out, do things. So I just started like, well, I just got to take my hair down here.
Remember when I called you getting braided?
Yeah, but no, let me go back there. So he didn't say nothing while I was doing it. But then I said something about him. He said, oh, no, babe, you look good to me all the time, except for when you take your hair down.
I was messing with it. It was just a friendly joke.
Serious. You were serious.
It was a joke.
He was serious.
It was a joke.
He was serious. So I was like, okay. I spoiled him. I've never done it in front of him. So I went back to doing things the way I used to do them.
No,
before.
you ain't got to do that.
No, I do.
No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
All righty. Okay.
You remember you got your hair braided?
I did. Don't stop playing. Last time I went to get my hair braided, he FaceTimed me. I tried to keep the phone so he couldn't see me because I already knew he wanted to joke. See, LaToya's on there. He's always about to joke. He wanted to joan on me, so he wanted to see my hair sticking straight up while she was braiding my hair. So I didn't even want to give him that, but it ended up where he saw.
Camera was like halfway.
And camera was like this intentionally, but you still got your joke in. It's all good.
No, I just told her, you know.
Look, he's not gonna apologize. You know what I used to tell him all the time?
I apologize. To say, no, how about that?
No, I used to say, you better be glad you married a woman with thick skin. Because I could take it. Because
I couldn't have married you if you didn't have thick skin.
He can go in and just go. And I could take it in front of other people in the church. Like he will go there. And I'm cool with it. And I told him, but see, growing up with 3 brothers, and I was used to it.
But when I called you on the FaceTime, you had like half of your hair was down.
Half was sticking straight up and half was being braided. So it was like, yeah, because I was getting my hair braided, right, LaToya?
I said what I had to say, and then I hung up, right? And then I thought about it, and I called her back, and I said, hey, I just want to say the fact that I can look at you right now and tell you I love you, I hope that means something to you.
You see how he's cracking himself up? Oh, he will crack himself up.
Oh, that's called sacrificial love.
I got thick skin. It's all good.
Yeah, but it's good.
It's all good.
That's why I was happy. Praise the Lord.
That's why I married you. Tell LaToya she did a good job.
LaToya did excellent job. Excellent job. Thank God for your work and your craft. Really appreciate it. I might give you a love offering on Sunday. I don't know.
Tony said she loved our sweatshirts.
Oh, shout out Keith.
Yes.
Shout out Keith.
Anaki.com.
I want my cut.
So I like Tony had on the pink one.
I want my cut, Keith Rice. Advertisement.
So I purchased the pink one and I purchased you the black one because we're a team.
And I appreciate it. No, I'm going to show my appreciation. I got you.
You say you got me, what you talking about?
See, you just dirty mind, that's all.
Because you see, that's how you be thinking with me.
Well, that too, but I got you covered. I'm going to look out.
Okay, Pastor.
Today, I'm going to look out today.
Oh, Pastor Ramsey.
You don't be calling me no Pastor Ramsey.
That's the Ramsey.
The Lord.
That's what Jeremiah be like, Pastor.
Well, the other day he came in the room and said, John, I said, I don't know what you gonna call me from day to day.
Yeah. But Tony said, thank you for supporting. Not a problem. Well, it's been a very enjoyable family.
I was just showing. I just want to show one more time. Somebody out there wants this. It's tight.
It's nice.
It's nice. I appreciate it.
I like it. We got a busy day today. We have a gala to attend tonight.
We have
you
a
know,
lot.
sometimes it gets to the point where we be like, oh man, we got something to do today.
Mm-hmm.
We did a good job. Yesterday, we watched a Propel conference. We got together as a staff, and it was really good.
It's good. It's great.
So then we're going to watch some more of those workshops. So if you registered for it, make sure you go through and watch the different workshops, because it was really, really good. Yeah.
And if you didn't register, try going to fullgospelconference.org and register for it, because you'll get access to that for the next 30 days. And I'm going to double check that, because I heard them say something the other night that you might even have longer access. So I just got to double check and find out to be for sure. Nice. But it gives you access for 30 days. You can, it's 3 days worth of content, and you can watch it anytime you want to, anytime you have time to.
That'll be good. That'll be good. So we are so happy that you joined us today on the Family Room. If you did not get to watch it in its entirety, make sure you go back to the beginning. We had Mr. and Mrs. Arnold on, long time friends of Pastor Ramsey's and friends of mine. And we want to make sure that we do different things with the Family Room, that we have different guests, different topics. So get ready. You're going to see some different people on with us and different conversations, and we appreciate your support.
Yeah, absolutely. So also want to ask you to consider supporting the Family Room and what we're doing. And I didn't share this earlier, but we changed our YouTube channel. I changed it from JRM to the Family Room. It's now the Family Room YouTube channel. And you can go back and watch any episode that we've had, any interviews that we've done. You can go back and check it out. I saw a lot of people went back and watched the one with Johnny and several others. I saw that, saw the views on there. And so I hope you guys got blessed by the Arnolds. They're great people. They don't talk a whole lot. They're not used to being like in front of people and things like that. Sweet. But I hope that you pulled some things from that, because they've been nothing short of a blessing for me. So it's been good.
It is good. So remember, you can put your prayer requests in the thread at any time as we close out in prayer. And please do not forget to financially support the Family Room. There are various ways that people can do that.
Absolutely. You can use the Cash App. That information is right there on the screen. And then you can also use text to give. And what's great about that is that it's already in there. Well, Cash App as well. But once you do it, you got the system set up. It's very easy to do after that. You text the word give to 844-972-3594. And we greatly appreciate it. We plan on having more guests in the new year. And it's going to be a variety of guests.
Yes.
From bishops and pastors and overseers to business owners, entrepreneurs, people with startup businesses that they're beginning to see some success in and working in that particular area. So it's going to be a lot of different things that we're going to do. And we're going to do some Family Rooms live in 2022, where you can be in the audience.
Oh, okay. Because I said this is live. Oh, you're talking about where people can be in the audience. So we'll probably record it like on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Because people got to work.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Wednesday night, and then like show it.
We're talking
Friday.
about doing a couple of other things, so we'll iron out the details on that. But just know we got some exciting, some fun people that are going to be a part of the Family Room in the new year. So again, you want to support? Please text the word give to 844-972-3594. Thank you for all the prayer requests. We're going to cover those now.
Yes. And if you're in the Indianapolis, Indiana area, you can come to one of our services at New Life Worship Center at 9 a.m. or 12 noon. Also, our food drive and coat drive. We extended our coat drive. We gave away 134 coats last Saturday. So we want to continue to do that. And we are really in need of men's coats.
Yeah.
So we need men's coats. So boys, men, if you could bring those to the church, drop those off on a Sunday, we would love to have your support, because we're going to do a big drive November the 20th for Thanksgiving, where we give away coats and food. So thank you for supporting.
All you guys coming to church physically, bring something with you this week so we can build the supplies, and then we'll put that with all that we're going to purchase to make this outreach of feeding 500 families a reality. It's going to be very, very exciting.
Definitely. So get ready. Let's close out in prayer.
All right, let's do it. Father, we thank you for our time together. We thank you for Mr. and Mrs. Arnold. We ask your blessing to be upon
God.
their lives and upon their marriage and upon their health, God, as they continue to grow in your grace in their relationship with you. I pray that you would bless those that have been a part of this today. The prayer requests that were offered up, God, we just pray your power and your presence be manifested in those situations, and that you will work them out for our good and for your glory. So we speak peace over that situation. We thank you, Father God, for all that you're going to do, and every need met. And that's what we do right now. We call every need met in the name of Jesus. Amen and amen.
Thanks for joining us on
Peace,
the Family
everybody.
Room. Have a great day.
See you Sunday. Be in the house 9 or 12 or 12.